13 meteorologist Sean Ash here with a update on what's ahead and a weather impact alert now for the remainder of today and tonight and early Saturday morning. It's for a couple of different reasons. There's going to be a round of heavy thunderstorms from about now 6, 7 o'clock. Those should be non-severe but impactful. They'll have some heavy rain, a lot of lightning with them, and maybe some small hail. But it's this time frame from around 9, 10 o'clock to about 3 or 4 in the morning. We're going to have widespread heavy thunderstorms that will likely produce some areas of flash flooding. Areas along and mainly south of I-70 have severe wind, a little higher probability of getting 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts and potentially some rotation or tornadoes. Now I will tell you, it's a different setup than the other night. And certainly for the metro area, but we want you to be aware of that potential for severe storms. So make sure you have your phones charged or weather radios on and know that we will have coverage on WTHR Plus until the threat of severe weather is over. Stay with us. Now, again, most of the area, it's going to be a flooding deal. A lot of heavy rain, but it's a lower probability, much lower probability that we'll get a tornado. But, and I'll show you the zone here in a moment, 60, 70 mile per hour wind potential certainly on deck there. So the surveys from the National Weather Service office continue across the state. We did get an update, and I'll dive in on the map here and show you that. We've got a couple of tornadoes there, Vigo and Park counties. So they've updated the start and end point of the Brownsburg tornado, if you will. Okay, and we knew based on reports that night, this thing crossed over the northern portion of Eagle Creek, crossed over I-65 where we had the flip semi, made it very close to the Intech Park area. And we will be getting updates on the particulars with the start and end point on the Carmel tornado, which you know had EF1. This is in Lawrence County near Hiltonville. And then you can see the one that was up north, started just to the east of Lake Culver and went through the town of Bourbon. Okay, so that is the latest and greatest, and we're still seeing what's left over. Now, a lot of people have been asking about Madison and Delaware counties. Again, please keep in mind those surveys are ongoing. We know there's extensive damage in Madison County, hence the power outages that are still nearly at 5,000, and we still have almost 6,000 at the time of recording this here in Marion County. Now, the flood watch continues until Sunday morning. I know the last thing you want to hear is that we're going to have more rain, and unfortunately we're going to have more rain, and it's going to be heavy. Please know that. These are current river gauges. We've got a lot of the green dots, which are good. Unfortunately, we've got the orange and even moderate for the gauge there on the White River at Seymour. That's current. That's not forecast. I will tell you that, unfortunately, a lot of the forecasts for the river levels in this part of the state are not great. Expecting a major crest in Seymour of nearly 20 feet, not far from their record crest. These will be updated, by the way. And the bottom line, what we're trying to tell you, that there is going to be some significant river flooding over the weekend and into early next week. So if you live along these rivers, you need to be on the lookout. Really been quiet early afternoon, but you can see the rain and the rumbles that are moving in here. So this is that axis that we're talking about. This is the first one. Not severe, but definitely impactful. After school activities, school pickups, getting home from work. Then we get into the severe weather threat. Now we've been continuing to update, and based on the latest high-res model data, there's going to be a really strong low-level, what we call a low-level jet stream coming in. That's winds basically at about 2,500 to 5,000 feet in the atmosphere. It's going to push warmer air north of the Ohio River. A couple days ago it looked like, maybe it's just going to be a little closer to the river itself. And now we feel a little more confident it's going to get farther north. It's only going to make it so far to the north. And it's along that warm front and south of that warm front where there's the higher probabilities And that's why you've seen this level 2 risk expanded, and the level 3 now, getting higher probability, about a 30% chance, Bedford to Jasper and Vincennes and Evansville of severe wind gust, and then about a 5% chance, that's of a tornado. That bears watching. You can see the warm front too on the model here, lifting north of the Ohio River. 61 in French. This is at 4 p.m. Evansville may get up to 80 degrees today. There's that first batch of heavy rain, thunder, lightning, small hail. That still goes north. And then we're going to watch this zone real closely come late evening for flash flood potential there. And then watching down across the south and southwest, how far that warm front can make it. But I'm telling you right here, don't sleep on this. That is flash flood potential. We fully expect there's going to be areas that get under flash flood warnings because the ground is so saturated. And then this thing comes bowing out. That's what ups the odds of wind and rotation potential. So Bloomington, Columbus, North Vernon, even Shelbyville, Liberty, Connorsville, and then down toward the Ohio River, Seymour, Bedford included, that'll be the zone that we're going to follow. Now, that's close to 2 a.m., and then we're done. We're done with severe weather potential by 3 or 4 in the morning, but we're going to still have a lot of flooding going on here, a lot of flooding. Some of it's going to be, keep in mind, 2 different types of flooding with this. Flash flooding, which will eventually recedes in time, and then it's the slow rise of the rivers. So we're getting into tomorrow morning because I know a lot of folks have plans over the weekend. We've been saying all along it's going to be a soggy day, and that is going to be the case here, okay? Flooding will be the concern, the continued concern. Right now, it looks more of a far southern Indiana, Ohio River, and south of the Ohio River later tomorrow afternoon as the cooler air shoves the severe weather potential to the south. But we will stay on the wet side as we go into Saturday and Saturday night. I mean, we're still talking heavy rain. Even though it's a cooler setup, we're still talking heavy rain. And then eventually we get the bigger push of colder air on Sunday, and it shoves the sogginess out. By that point, I mean, everywhere in, almost everywhere in the state, getting about 3 inches of rain. There's going to be a zone, you see Kokomo? So that, remember that axis we were talking about? There may be a zone up here that may get over 3 or 4. And then a zone from French Lick to Brownstown, maybe Seymour, Bedford too. So this is just one snapshot of a computer model. 3 to 5 seems like a pretty good bet for a sizable portion of Indiana. And there's definitely going to be some spots that get more than that. So Rob and Angela will have an update early this evening. I'll be back in with Angela and Lindsay overnight on WTHR Plus. Our team will continue to work hard to keep you prepared and safe. Please know that. Weather impact alert, steady rain tomorrow, those morning showers, much colder on Sunday, and then we've got another burst coming in of cold air later Monday into Tuesday. So stay with us here on WTHR Plus, and we will keep you updated and keep you safe. Thanks for choosing us for your local weather information.